It is currently 1:17 p.m. and this is a screen recording just to give another example of what the LAPD, which is the state of California, engaging in statewide surveillance while I remain at a facilitating venue, that is where the people of the state are engaging in 24-hour surveillance with that government that uses helicopters notably to engage in terrorism. And so I'm pointing this out by the time. And on June 29, 2024, where I left this property in the morning, and I am at 1:08 p.m. showing you the entity that is group stalking by helicopter, which is why I started this video. This is LAPD stalking in a helicopter while I'm driving down the street.
All right, 9JQD669 is going to...
That's called crossing path, just like Tiffany Sherez is while I am at Alvarado Gardens and the entity stalking by helicopter. The fake sun is over my head, all right, which is the demonic system. And this is nothing other than the identification of the person who was group stalking with the government, which you go to federal prison for. The fake sun is over my head because you can see the light source through the windshield of these group stalkers who are all demon possessed. It's a demonic environment and it's demonic activity, and it's removing the illusion that it's a normal anything other than demonic, and also anything other than a free society, while the government is group stalking with the population. But not only that,
your fakes on the Sunset Drive.
I want you to see LAPD
all right,
stalking.
9JQD669 is going to federal prison. LAPD arrives as I'm speaking to the fact that these are demons that are keeping me under surveillance
At Hollywood Boulevard. So you can see the light source through the rear view mirrors of the windows while you can see the traffic signs where I'm
exactly
at
what I'm
traffic.
speaking of as I speak of it. Crossing path under...
I am, currently located where I'm capturing this video. Let's go back.
As I speak of it. Crossing path under...
Looks like we're located at Sunset Drive is where I'm at. Sunset Drive at 4400 West block of Sunset Drive.
Sunset Drive.
Yeah.
And doing so as I am documenting, let me be...
And this is where the light source is directly over the top of my head, and I'm in motion, I'm in transportation, I'm headed to Chase Bank, which is, again, not the same property as Alvarado Gardens, and the sun is not going to be in the same zenith position. It's under no circumstances possible that it remains stationary while I go nowhere at Alvarado Gardens all day long, and when I go to the bank, the light source maintains the same position, meaning I'm not driving in any location away from this object, this light source over my head, when I go to a different location, and when I travel all around, no matter what direction, contrary to when I stay at the property. And you see the fake sun, not only was it present this morning while it's rising in alignment to my apartment, you're looking at it as it's still here. The light source, as I showed you, this is 1029 outside of my leasing office window. This is 811 as you can see it through while I'm walking. That's my leasing office. That's exactly what I captured on video in the afternoon while the entity is stalking by helicopter, amplifying the sound. So you're seeing this distance, right? But yet the entity is sounding helicopter activity, which is called amplification. Under all circumstances, understand what is crossing a path. The entity is stalking, crossing path, group stalking in an unnatural environment, doing so through demonic methods. That's group stalking with the people of the state, and it's also a demonic environment that the sun is at the same time. This video is captured at what is 12:53. It ends at, this is relevant, but I want to show you the pattern with the light source, and I'll go to the video that I captured at the same time. But this is still the P.O.C. because the sun is not over this property at 12:53 on 1:08 p.m. On June 29th, I'm documenting the P.O.C. as I'm in a different location, but I want to show you the light source and the pattern of conduct. The people of the state, this demon is maintaining presence at the environment, just parking. The light source is through the rear windshield of the vehicle, and a third party that is crossing path, group stalking with the third party sitting in the car, group stalking while the third party crosses path in the parking lot, and this is demonic pacing, and at the same time the entity is crossing path in a helicopter. I'm hearing the ongoing buzzing of helicopter activity while they're at that great distance, and the foot traffic under the light source, which is not possibly the sun, is the elements of monitoring, okay? And so this is relevant because it's occurring in the workplace, and so this is where you're seeing people of the state that just come onto the property, like the green Telluride represents. You can see the light source as I captured in this video, which is what I was pointing out. That's why I was using it, because as I walk back to the same leasing office, what you'll see is the light source that's remaining over the same edge. It was let me see, the conclusion of this video where I'm showing you the same location. So let me show you that. Oh, here we go.
Federal prison. This is P.O.C.
Oopsie.
System is underway. He's going to federal. This is the sex offender, okay? That is Dominic Choi and everybody affiliated, including Officer Umana of the Los Angeles Police Department. Okay, he's going to federal
I'm
prison.
referencing Officer Umana. This is a state actor that's engaging in this state system and then pulling you over as though they have probable cause or reasonable suspicion to do so. That you're, so for example, not wearing your seatbelt, which is a demon that knows exactly everything that you're doing. They are feigning having any legal authority while they're group stalking you, following you everywhere that you're going, and then pulling you over. That is the demons that are group stalking in helicopter all day and all night, and then masquerading as a law enforcement agency as though they are based on facts that they are facts that they have at their disposal, if you understand the definition of reasonable suspicion, and based on facts that not a demon has. A demon knows what you're doing when you're in a room by yourself, when you're physically absent out of the presence of anyone, and yet they're stalking with audible activity, they are stalking in the path and stalking with light activity. In doing so, a demon that's wearing a police badge is that same condition, but wanting to outwardly appear as though they're only basing it on the fact that they saw through your tinted windows, through the back of your car, while the fake sun is over me, while engineer light covers, while the people of the state are pacing all around, and the demon is using the vehicle, the police motorcycle, as light activity creation. They're monitoring you, doing so under the guise of what is a traffic stop. Oh, I saw through your tinted windows, through your through the back of your car, which is my analysis of the crime scene where Officer Umana of the Los Angeles Police Department pulled me over for what is a traffic stop, which is a criminal act by the state while they're group stalking you. And that's what I'm referencing in this video, that Officer Umana is going to federal prison, and Dominic Choi and the demons of the LAPD are placing him right where he belongs. And the fact that he engaged in that criminal act of terrorism, engaging in a traffic stop while they are stalking me, which is what prompted my investigation of the state of California. I began documenting because as I relocated to LA, the LAPD engaged in the same pattern that I was already observing in another region, which is exactly what I'm documenting again in 2024, by the way. Okay, so it's in many ways it started with the LAPD, and I will complete it with the federal imprisonment and disbanding of the LAPD. Okay, so the entity is engaging what is maintaining this light source. That's what I was speaking about in the video. Nonetheless, I want to capture what I showed on the video was where I'm standing at the edge of my leasing office, and you're looking at what is that's demonic pacing. What is the impossibility that at the same office I'm showing you the light source facing the same direction. So I just want to find that moment that I'm capturing on video, which is what I'm speaking to in one of the two videos that I captured immediately after I captured. Immediately, I will analyze that in a second. Immediately after I captured this video, the entity is stalking again in helicopter, which is this video that I captured at 1:04 p.m., which is the one I'm using to compare with what LAPD was doing with the people of the state. Here it is, under the leasing office edge, right here at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So
Capturing what is demon possession. I'm talking to it.
the light source is remaining over my head at the leasing office where I'm entering in my office at 8 o'clock. This is 1:04 in the afternoon. This is the same thing that I captured this morning. And this is the light source that is, this is what I want to show you right here.
All right, this is the light source that's right here at my office as I'm stepping out the door. Gabriel Arriaga Carvajal's wife.
The people of the state are group stalking the laundry room. And so at 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is what I'm showing you is occurring at, this is 1 in the afternoon, where the United States Postal Service is group stalking with the state that's sounding helicopter. This is a demon, keeps their back to you, has something in their hands looking like they're busy doing something. And this is what group stalking takes the outward appearance of. It's revealing what is a psychotic and deranged mindset while you're being targeted by a population and a law enforcement agency. And it's revealing demonic activity, demon possession by all of them who are also very sore because their criminal system is exposed and they're being exposed for it and prosecuted for it, and they also yet continue to do so. Okay, while I document this third part, I'm sorry, this is the state actor. United States Postal Service represents the federal government and the people of the state that live at the property. This is a demon that's standing perfectly behind me in relevant position, and you know that this is strategic placement because the fake sun is over my head. Nothing is happening coincidentally in the unnatural environment where the sun would never be present at the same location, where it is, first of all, at the same time when I'm on Sunset, going toward the Chase Bank at the same time. I'm capturing this video at 1:04. It ends at 1:11. During the same time, on June 29th, the entity is stalking by helicopter, and doing so while the fake sun is directly over the top of my head. which is what I'm capturing here, over my sunroof, while the population, who are the people of the state, are group stalking, and you can see the light source
federal prison.
through their
They're group stalking
windshields.
together. That's why the fake sun is over.
While they're group stalking in concert with the LAPD, who are repeatedly crossing paths as I am traveling to a different location. This is the ongoing daily task of the terrorist organization, and you're understanding who is the criminal co-conspirator with the state, and it is literally the people of the state. And so this is the entity that's maintaining presence all around you, and it's supposed to appear as though this is free society. People are engaging in, they're doing their jobs, they're going about their lives, and they're actually engaged in what is demonic, maintaining obsessive surveillance of an American citizen that is not demon possessed. This is what Satan is doing amongst the government and a population, in other words. And you can see the light source, what's also impossible, another aspect, you can see the light source.
This is the pattern of conning. This is what Marina.
What I am capturing through the windshields of vehicles while I am in traffic, and I'm at a location far away from where I'm at right now at the leasing office. And when I'm able to capture, and this is the beauty and value of documentation, not only do you see the fake sun over me, but there's no misperception. It's not remaining stationary like you see down here over Alvarado Gardens. This is the same time, 104 to 111 includes the time of 1:08 p.m. like you see up here at the top, and yet it's maintaining this presence over the top of my head.
The demons that are group stalking with them while they are monitoring, aware of what I'm saying, even inside of my car.
Through the windshields of the vehicles that are crossing paths.
Well, I'm speaking to the fact that these are demons. The demons show up in a helicopter. You're going to federal prison for that. And that license plate that I read, that's exactly where they're going. You can see the light source through the rear windshield. If that's the sun that's above us, it would not be, okay? The sun is above us.
So the light source you can see through the rear windshield of this third party that is group stalking in traffic, and yet I'm showing you while I remain stationary at this address in the middle of the afternoon, you can see the light source through the windshield, and I'm at the same property. That's impossible. Okay, it's 1:04 p.m. Through to 1:08 p.m. And this is the light source that is seen through windshields of third parties that are pacing all around me. I'm subject to terrorism, group stalking by a pack of demons who are surrounding everywhere that I go in an unnatural environment. It is not possible while I'm driving down the street en route to the Chase Bank. And I'm specifically showing my location, which you can see through the
Close to what the world is recognizing as Los Angeles. Everybody needs to move to LA Sunset Boulevard. Guess what's wrong?
All right, and so this is Sunset Boulevard, and this is Alvarado Gardens, the same location where it's at this morning at 8 o'clock. And that's the significance of what I'm showing you. It's at the same position while I'm outside of my leasing office. And the entity is sounding helicopter activity. This is a state actor group stalking with the people of the state that are maintaining perfect presence in alignment to me while I'm documenting them. Roger Chu and Lisa Chu, who also crosses path while I am documenting that. And you can see her come right after. They're group stalking, and they're doing so while I am at the same location, not going to Chase Bank on this day, staying at the same location all day long, which is what I'm capturing at 8 o'clock in the morning. All right, so but you have the ability to capture this at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, while I am at the same time on another day, remaining in motion, traveling, moving about, okay? And the light source is remaining over me at the same leasing office. And so I'm capturing the P.O.C. And in that P.O.C., the government that represents the Los Angeles Police Department, they're engaged in terrorism. They are.
This is the light source that's right here at my office as I'm stepping out the door.
This is where this entity is stalking in helicopter, and they're doing so while I am in my apartment. They're doing so with a population that comes onto the grounds to participate in that system. This is the third party in the green Telluride that doesn't even live here. As I begin capturing video, the demon has done its part, begins driving off pursuant to crossing path. All right, with the state that's amplifying helicopter activity. Hold on, I want you to see that.
And while the light source is directly over my head.
This is the same pattern.
And sounding helicopter activity while people of the state carrying a dumpster bag. This is a demon not coincidentally walking.
Oops. This is where they're maintaining presence, and so this is after I capture this video and I capture the screenshot so you can see the demonic pacing. I finished that at approximately 1:03 p.m., which I'll go ahead and show you that too, because the entity that's group stalking is also engaged in federal stalking, meaning they are monitoring, aware of everything that I'm capturing on my phone. And this is also where you will recognize the same pattern and the real-time knowledge. This is relevant to how long the people of the state that live at Alvarado Gardens will go to federal prison. The entity that is group stalking you is keeping you under surveillance on the internet. I captured the last screenshot at 1:03 showing the ONS crossing path while the light source is visible through the windshield of a vehicle parked at the property. This is no sun that's over any Chase Bank en route to Chase Bank off of Sunset Boulevard. It's still over my head in a direction that is facing the same hillside to the east of my apartment, to the east of my location, in other words. And the entity is at 1:04 p.m., again, less than 60 seconds later, engaging what is stalking in a helicopter, which is what I capture in this video here. Coming onto the grounds again, pursuant to the same pattern of conduct, a third party coming to deliver food. And while they cross path, the entity is engaging what this third party does. Engineer light moves across the dumpster. Terrorism via directed light. This is what you see the demons doing at the Social Security office. This is what you see the demons doing that come onto the grounds, emptying the dumpster. This is what you see the demons doing that live at the property, driving on and off the property, engineered light. It's impossible light activity when it happens once. It's a pattern by the population when it's happening over and over and over again, no matter where I'm at. All right, and this is a third party who is engaged in what is an impermissible threat with the LAPD. I just want to capture that. This is the same light source through the windshields. This is at 1:04 p.m. Oh, this is the video that I captured. So this video, it's still approximately 1:04, 1:05 p.m. I just want you to see what I'm capturing in the morning, where I'm at the same property, and I'm showing the light source through the windshields of these vehicles. 10 o'clock. You can see it. This is the vehicle that you're looking at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This is non-movement east or west. The fake sun is in the same location. This is what I'm capturing on an ongoing basis regarding the pattern of conduct by the people of the state, where the fake sun is maintaining the same position. It's on this same side of my person at the top of my head while I'm capturing it at this hour early in the morning. So, and it's remaining. All right, so there's no difference. There's non-movement of the fake sun. And as you're looking at it between the two adjacent vehicles, so at 10:30, 10:37 specifically, it's through the rear windshield. And so at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's through this rear windshield. It's in perfect alignment with me over the top of my head. That's not the sun under all circumstances. And I'm showing you what is that relevant to. These are demons that are still today group stalking, and I'm directly speaking to who is being exposed. And this is just another example. Like I said, there's a body of evidence regarding the entity that is going to federal prison, and it includes state actors who are specifically documented. And I documented Umana is his name, of the Los Angeles Police Department, serial number 34674, who is in downtown Los Angeles, which I am not far from, and I was at the time working for the law offices of Michael Bialas, where I was subject to federal group stalking and monitoring. And terrorist organizations such as the LAPD were engaging in what is group stalking. This is terrorizing me in concert with the people of the state, who at the time many of them were my clients. And they were waiving the attorney-client privilege, which is why I am reporting them, while they were engaging in what is a series of federal offenses. In other words, in the commission of a crime, while they were feigning to be clients, genuinely interested in having their interests handled on my behalf. Having me handle their legal interests while I was representing them, as they were my clients, as I was working for the law offices of Michael Bialas. The entity is group stalking, and this is before I was capturing everything on camera and on video. I actually do have this substantial video captured, which was published to YouTube. And I may or may not even have the video anymore, but I again published much of my documentation on the video of the internet already. And so, like I've stated, the entity that is assuming that it is not already under the close eye of the federal government is assuming a lot. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So this is Officer Umana, and this information and the video that coexists with what I capture on video. And on video, I'm capturing engineered light covering all over the parking lot, all over the buildings, the skyscrapers, and through that video you'll see the engineered light. It's demonic, moving all over. When you pay attention, this is something that you ordinarily wouldn't pay attention to. This is the evidence that was captured throughout the body of my evidence, and you can literally see the specific environment while a demon with a terrorist organization is engaging in the pattern of conduct under the guise of a traffic stop. And for that, he is speaking to federal prison. These are the same demons that are stalking me in helicopter, and this is what the LAPD engaged in, which is a terrorizing threat. It immediately resulted in what was my resignation from the law offices of Michael Bialas, because the entity is engaging in what is pulling me over pursuant to a pattern where there was no natural way that this state actor should have known that I did not have a seatbelt on, which when they actually pulled me over, I had my seatbelt on. But when moments before I physically encountered this demon-possessed state actor, Umana, serial number 34674, I actually did not have my seatbelt on. But this is not when I physically encountered him. This demon made a series of admissions not only through the documentation, the paperwork of the citation number Edward 675101, where he falsely identified the street corner where the traffic stop occurred. But it also happened to be where I actually did not have my seatbelt on. This was an admission, an oversight, but it's providence by the Lord Jesus. This is something that I noticed immediately, and I had already began capturing the criminal pattern of conduct by the Upland Police Department in May of 2018 before I relocated, because of the pattern of conduct that I was becoming aware of, threatening my life, threatening my ability to work, okay, which is what Speaker Companies is doing. All I'm doing is showing you what the entity did from as I moved from one region to another, and that's because of the statewide system. And it just so happens to be that I documented the LAPD engaging in statewide terrorism while they were masquerading as law enforcement officers, having reasonable suspicion to pull me over, when in fact they are demon-possessed state actors engaging in statewide surveillance, knowing exactly where I'm coming from, where I'm going, and my physical condition and activity, even the moment when I pull my panties down. And those demons are engaging in a traffic stop, and it's going by the name of Officer Umana. This same agency is group stalking in helicopters today, following everywhere that I go, and Officer Umana is going to federal prison. That's what awaits him. This is speaking to the ongoing pattern of conduct that the agency is engaging in, and I'm referencing this in this video that's captured at 1:04 p.m. That's why I'm mentioning Officer Umana's name, because Officer Umana is of the same condition. He is indeed group stalking, just as I am showing the LAPD are doing on an ongoing basis while I am currently living in Los Angeles, subject to the state system, speaking to and pointing out every aspect of it. Okay, so this is a psychopath, a demon-possessed group stalker that's conducting a traffic stop, which is grounds of federal prison. Exercising fictitious authority, in other words, these are the same demons that engage in unlawful arrest while they have no reasonable suspicion. They engage in maintaining fictitious charges with the people of the state who are keeping you under surveillance, and they engage in kidnapping. And then the sheriff's departments, demon-possessed, documented also, group stalkers engage in kidnapping, and they're still group stalking in the facilities. This is the substance of the evidence that's already on the record with regard to the Ontario Police Department, for example, the Upland Police Department, for example, and the kidnapping in concert with the people of the state in the specific environment. And this is what Officer Umana is threatening while you're conducting a traffic stop that you have no lawful authority to engage in, and doing so while they are actually a terrorist organization engaged in hovering stalking, hovering state surveillance. And this is a form of harassment that I was subject to in 2018. It is embodied in the document referred to as the log of the recent events, which I began capturing, where it includes not only the Los Angeles Police Department, but also, for example, the Temple Police Station, which I believe is the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, while the people of the state engaged in assault and battery with a deadly weapon. This was running into my vehicle on purpose, which I documented, and I called the police, which was Temple Police Station. Nothing was done because they were engaged in what is harassing me, damaging my personal property, doing so in the specific environment. This is just speaking to a history of documentation. And the demons that I'm documenting demonstrated consciousness of my documentation, which was literally impossible. While I'm on the freeway and I'm capturing a picture of you, for example, behind you, and then you are demonstrating consciousness of guilt, speeding away from me, while how is it, first of all, that you know I'm taking a picture of you, and why is it alarming to you? This is occurring while I'm showing you the totality of that P.O.C. This is something that I noted throughout my documentation as I traveled throughout Southern California, conducting my own investigation, because aware of the fact that the corrupt police departments were a part of the pattern of conduct that I was subject to. And this is including Orange County. Stanton police were engaged in group stalking as I was in Orange County. And so, like I said, I do have written a record of the pattern of conduct that I was subject to it. This is reference to Stanton Police, which I believe is the Orange County Sheriff's Department, and I referenced the name of color of their uniforms, which was olive green. So again, this is just speaking to referencing what is already on the record. This is the people of the state that have been engaged in years of terrorism and group stalking, surveillance, in other words. And I've been subject to repeated acts of kidnapping. I've been subject to what are repeated acts of harassment, repeated acts of defamation, and it is currently underway while I am remaining in Los Angeles. And there is a conclusive end to what the Los Angeles Police Department and the state of California are engaging in, and it will result in people like Umana Officer Umana, this is not an actual police officer who has any actual authority under the law. This is Satan that likes to masquerade as having authority, by the way, spiritually regarding what's going on. The demon possessed, feigning as though they have authority over me in the workplace, feigning as though they have authority over me in my personal life, for example, for exercising fictitious authority as a corrupt government as well. And that's what Umana represents. That's a threat to your life. Okay, and that is an act of harassment, and it's also an exercise of fictitious authority where you're engaged in state surveillance and you go to federal prison. This happens to be the same agency that is group stalking to date in helicopters, which is not helping Umana. It's not helping Officer Umana, and I don't care where he's at. There is no statute of limitations with regard to the criminal system that the entity is to date engaging in concert with the people of the state that are obsessively group stalking on an ongoing basis. This is the same agency that Umana was working for while he engaged in what is a federal offense, masquerading as though they had lawful authority. And so this is all occurring in the specific environment. This is relevant to there is an existing body of evidence that the entity is also going to compete with, but there is no getting out of what is the trap that is going under the name of the P.O.C. So it is currently 1:43 p.m. Let me end this video with the light source that remains over me while the entity is remember, the significance of this is not only is the pattern of conduct in the way stalking by helicopters, the people of the state coming onto the grounds to participate. That's the United States Postal Service. That is, let me document in this video the third party that I document, engaging in terrorism via directed light, and then the demon hopping out of the vehicle to engage in terrorism via directed light. I'm sorry, let me go this direction. Yeah, I believe I have. It's toward the latter part. This third party crosses path. Is monitoring the entity sounded helicopter activity. That's what starts the video. And is holding nothing other than a package to deliver, is engaging in the system of group stalking. And doing so, readily identifying, this is a third party, the license is 9AVD045, and this is the same exact iteration of the P.O.C. where I'm documenting another quote-unquote commercial actor, Amazon Prime, at 5 o'clock in the evening, where this light source that you can see through the windshield is in the same exact location while I'm in the same parking lot at 5 o'clock, which I'm talking about that at length in this video. While it's in the same position in alignment to me, and I'm standing in front of the same dumpster. Standing in front of the same dumpster, and the light source is more in a position as though it's also going to be setting at the same address. Nonetheless, the light source is still present. You can see it over the vehicle of Amazon Prime. This is already on the record. This is a third party that's outwardly engaging in what is an impermissible threat. Engineer light moves across this dumpster while this demon is delivering food, which is group stalking with the demons that are the LAPD. So I want to make sure that I reference that, and this is grounds of federal prison. Doing so under the name, under a company name, you're just exposing that company to civil and criminal prosecution as well. And this is that third party, and this is the system of group stalking. All right, and this is revealing what is malice. Holding a package in your hand is no less terrorism, no less criminal surveillance with a corrupt law enforcement agency such as the LAPD, who is entirely illegitimate. And there is years of documentation of their terrorist activities with the people of the state, years of it. And so I want to be clear, this is grounds of federal prison and the civil prosecution of whatever company that this third party who is identified in this video represents. Under the guise of that company name, since you want to admit a company that you're working with, either by logo, I see it, or by your admission, you will be prosecuted, or it will be produced at your federal prosecution, because I didn't ask this demon what company he's delivering by. So this is the P.O.C. and doing so in concert with LAPD, which is grounds of federal prison. This video starts at 1:04 after the entity is engaging in what is federal stalking, knowing that I've just finished capturing screenshots of the act of group stalking that I captured with Tiffany Sherez and the ons of 1818 apartment number 4, and a demon that doesn't even live on the grounds, just waiting, engaging in surveillance for me to walk downstairs while LAPD is crossing path in a helicopter. All of this is relevant to the ways in which the people of the state that live at the property are going to be treated at their federal prosecution. And it will be, again, a federal prosecution that will be as intense as their stalking obsession, okay? There was under no circumstances any demonstration or any evidence suggesting that they under any circumstances sought to cease terrorizing and group stalking someone. that they know also are engaging in documenting them. That's exhibited through not only the stalking conduct by the state in helicopters and sirens, but also through the people of the state. All right. And so this entity that engages in ongoing group stalking, as I continuously document, are fully demonstrating their desire, the worthiness, the necessity of serious, substantial time in federal prison, which justice requires, where you are engaging in un-American terrorist activities, which would not be tolerated by any terrorist from any foreign enemy. So this is the domestic enemy that will be punished as the threat to American citizens that they are. All right, it's currently 1:47 p.m. and this is P.O.C. I'm going to continue to capture on this list the ongoing documentation of stalking in helicopters, which is the hallmark of terrorism, while the entity does so in the workplace, which speaker companies is going to be prosecuted for. P.O.C.